Hi everyone, it's Ingrid and I'd like to share with you today some work that we've been doing with the deep front line. So I've been working with fascia. February I started with fascia and I've just continued all the way through March because there's so much great stuff to work with in these fascia lines. But when I'm looking at the deep front line, it runs, I kind of think of it as your central axis. It runs from the base of the skull, it goes down through the body, it works with the much of what I've been working on this week is with the low back. So working with the low back and how the central line really works with your posture. And it also has this energetic quality to it. So I really feel like it taps into some energy spots, and I wanted to share with you just a few exercises or movements you could do really anywhere, but especially if you're working through your day and you start to feel that fatigue or tension, how you can mitigate that pretty easily right in your desk space or wherever you're at these days. So how can we find that place of being calm and yet alert? And I just love working with this. So we're going to start with just some simple roll downs, but the place in your body that I want you to be aware of through all of these exercises I'm going to give you, I think there's three, is this kind of the middle of the back area. So can we keep the center of the back area, kind of the top of the low back, soft and released through these exercises? So the first one will sort of help really start that off. So I'm going to just start sitting in the chair here and pull the belly back and start to round. I'm going to really be pulling back here in the front, but it's going to widen that spot I just talked about. So we're going to just round down. Use the breath, use the breath, use the breath. As far down as you'd like to go. And again, exhaling is really nice to do here. And then roll yourself back up again. And I'm just going to let my shoulders come into their spot here. And I'm not going to really do too much arcing back too much. So I don't want to. It is a way to open up the body, or to awaken the body, to kind of do this nice elongation. You can do a little bit of that, but mostly I want to kind of open that up there and give it some nice space in the back. And find my way back up again. And just let my shoulders find their spot. And then I'm going to pay attention to that spot in the middle of my back again. Everything relaxed. Okay. I'm going to turn sideways on this chair, just so I've got the back of the chair then, and you can kind of see what I'm going to do. I'm going to really let my legs rest downward, feel my seat. If you don't have this chair, you could still do this with your legs forward, but let your pelvis kind of really settle down, let your legs settle down, let them be nice and releasing. So I've got a nice space here. If my legs were shorter, I might have them on something. And I'm just going to take my arm then to the back of the chair and do a little twist. My bottom part is going to just stay nice and easy. And I'll take a couple of breaths here. And again, I'm trying to keep things really soft right here in the center of the back, the top of the low back. And then we'll try the other side. And you can take a few more breaths there if you wanted to. Once you get settled, it feels really nice. And exhale. Legs are steady, so I'm not shifting, I'm not pulling very much or really trying to wind up or anything. I'm just seeing if I can take my shoulders to one side, keep my legs right where they started, and breathe. And then coming back to center. Good, so how does that feel? So you might do another roll down. You might say, well, now I'm starting to feel kind of sleepy. Or maybe if you do that twice, you don't feel sleepy, you feel calm, but ready to go back to work. But maybe you need a little more energizing. So maybe you come up to your feet. And again, I'm going to keep this idea of the middle of my back staying nice and soft. And I'm gonna add a little bit of a squat. So I'm gonna take my feet just hip distance apart, maybe a little bit more. And I'm gonna see if I can come down, touch my backside a little bit to the chair. Or maybe I don't get that far. And I'm gonna see, can I keep everything? I mean, I'm using these muscles back here, but am I gripping? Can I still take a breath in? And get a couple more of those squats in. And then come to standing or back to your seat. How do you feel? Just checking it out. Getting the breath moving. Working a little bit with that center of the body, especially in the back there. And, just a few minutes, couple minutes of attention, and maybe you feel a little more alert and a little bit calmer in your energy. Enjoy.